So there's this guy who buys a car in Sandy, Utah, but when he got the car home, he realized there's some major deal breaker problems. He called them to return it, and they said that's not the terms of the deal. So he went and did this. This is the guy that sold him the car as is.
You're goddamn right, he sold him the car as is.
Let's start the show. Welcome to Spike's Car Radio. Here again. Good to see you all. Today we have Matt Farah from The Smoking Tire and also from Spike's Car Radio. One of our longest running guests, one of my oldest car friends, and of course, Jonny Lieberman here. And we're excited to be with you guys. And what's going on? Well, Malibu is burning again. Malibu's burning again. And I didn't know this until the morning of the fire when I woke up and I had a message from the person I sold. Remember our 82 Targa?
Yes.
Horizon Blue. Yeah. Porsche.
Sure.
Zuckerman and I sold that car to our friend Susie in Malibu. And check out the video that I woke up to a couple mornings ago. Here's the text. She says, "The car's all right."
Oh, shit. Yeah, that's a lot of fire. Yeah. Very close to, and whereabouts in Malibu is
so this?
Where's this video taken?
This is, I can give you a lot of real information. This is halfway to Bill's.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's halfway to Bill's.
Got it.
At the Malibu Country Mart. But look at this.
Yeah. Whoa.
This is terrifying, isn't it?
Yeah.
And that's an 82 Targa without a lot of miles on it. What did that have? 14,000 original miles?
Now it's not Horizon Blue. Now it's got a little gray. It's got a silt tone to it.
Oh, it's terrifying. Look, she said, should I put that coating when she bought it? She goes,
ceramic.
Should I ceramic coat it? And I go, you know what? Just drive this car and enjoy it.
Now she's going to sue you for bad advice.
Just drive it and enjoy it. Don't worry about it.
Tell her
what could happen to that car. A month later, here we are watching it burn.
Right.
But it's fine. But Jesus Christ.
If you're out there, Susie, Westside Collector Car Storage does ceramic coat.
Oh.
I'm just saying. Take good care of you. Spike's Car Radio discount.
You know, to her credit, she has horses and dogs. The first thing she rescued was that car.
Oh, good. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, you can always get another horse.
This isn't the Susie that I know.
Yes, it's Susie.
That Susie?
It's that Susie.
Susie bought the 82
She
Targa?
did.
Get out of here.
She wanted something really beautiful, and we sold it to her.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know she had any money.
Got horses in Malibu. You
That's
got
a good point.
money.
That's a good point.
You got horses in Malibu.
That's a good point.
I have the money now. I have the money now. But she had money.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and now she has an 82.
Now she has an 82.
I was surprised by how many friends of mine happen to live in that exact spot.
Yeah,
because I woke up to
great.
a car group text I'm on, and everybody on it's fleeing.
It's horrifying because, remember the big Malibu fire? Zuckerman lost his house.
Zuckerman lost a house. Yeah.
So he was up all night. I talked to him this morning. He goes, I haven't slept a dot.
Yeah. I talked to him too.
Yeah. It's been a rough weekend for all of us. But he, I guess, he sent me a picture with the fire in the background. And it was just like the Brentwood fire, like when I was standing in front of my driveway going, oh, that's interesting. A mountain of fire.
That's awfully close.
But then it, at least in Brentwood a few years back, it just kept traveling the other way. It just went by like this. It didn't come this way. And apparently, I just spoke to him a minute ago. It did the same thing. Those houses are safe now. But
no, we had that happen. Fire came down, and where I used to live in Eagle Rock, and the 134 freeway was basically separating it from our neighborhood.
Right.
And we're just the whole neighborhood standing there looking at a giant mountain on fire.
Right.
Yeah.
What do you do?
Don't you find it interesting too? Like you get that little text alert, like it's a fire night. Be on guard. Is it like if I'm an arsonist? I'm like, hey guys, hey, look,
we got cover.
Let's go. Tonight's the night. Let's go burn down Mount. They gotta stop putting out that text. Do they know what even caused this fire? Because to me, that's a rally. That's like, hey guys, when there's like a hurricane or an earthquake, the surfers are like, hey, let's get out there and surf.
Tsunami.
Now's the moment. Wait, windy conditions.
All I read was it was the wind. Whatever started it, the wind accelerated.
The 50 mile an hour Santa Ana.
Yeah, but
winds.
then a minute later, there's a freaking fire. So
my money's on PG&E. I'm giving 2-1 PG&E.
Oh, you think? Yeah,
so that's
it's all PG&E.
I'm going to say cigarette. I'll bet you $1. Cigarette versus PG&E.
Definitely. It's PG&E. because they were on the hook last time for billions of dollars.
Yes.
They are out there. Like, they have their own gardening division now.
You think?
There's a little transformer at the bottom of the hill near my house, and they are out there pruning nonstop, keeping that stuff clean because they don't want to pay again.
What's
They don't
the
wanna pay.
statute of limitations on arson?
Why? Why do you need to know?
I know a guy that maybe started a fire in Malibu.
You do?
But there was no wind. Yeah, it was the worst.
What?
What do you mean?
Oh boy! Without naming any names or organizations,
He intentionally started a
no,
fire.
we were filming something, and
Right.
he maybe drove a car off to do some beauty shots, and
Oh,
it was,
the undercarriage.
it was maybe his first day on the job, and he comes back, or he comes with a radio like, my cigarette started a fire. Please advise. I'm like, what? And we like raced down there, and like this little fire suddenly was like a big fire, and I was like, you fucking asshole.
This is where you blame Davey. Right? if I die, I give both of you permission officially on the record.
Yes.
If I die, you guys can each blame me for one thing after I'm dead.
Oh, that's pretty good.
You could have it. Whatever's going on. Oh, that was all Farah, and now he's
Do we have
gone.
to tell you before you die to make some sort of record confirming the allegation?
Right?
Like, yes.
Yeah.
That is my
you
video.
You can be like, tell me, Matt. When you're gone, here's what I'm going to blame you for, and I'll sign off on it.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
This was about 9 years before Davey died, but the funny part was it that night or the next night? I was at a party and I'm talking to my friend who does like I don't know, wilderness stuff. He like replaces dams and stuff. And I'm like, oh, how's the job going? He's like, it's good. We had this little postage stamp fire yesterday in Malibu to deal with, and I was like, I'm gonna kill my friend.
Yeah, smoking cigarettes, and my wife, when I smoked cigarettes in the car, would get really nervous about what I was doing with cigarette butts and stuff like that.
I mean,
rightly
yeah.
so, because this can happen.
Yeah. How did your birthday party go? I'm sorry I missed it.
It's okay. It was really
It snuck
fun.
up on me.
Johnny came.
There was a surprise.
Cars and coffee.
Whenever
in
a
my
wife,
driveway.
whenever a wife texts me, I'm gonna throw a surprise birthday party for a friend of mine. I start to worry that like, is that really what they want? Do you like that? A surprise car show?
I thought it was really creative and like, first off, Hannah.
Yep.
Johnny knows Hannah. Hannah is the most thoughtful gift giver I've ever met. It's anything she gives you will reference something that you talked about like 3 years ago and went into the vault to be like regurgitated at exactly the right time. So, like Hannah is always trying to do really thoughtful stuff for me. And so, I did enjoy it. I mean, she said like, you can't go to work this morning. And I was like, all right, but I didn't know what she had going. And, she wouldn't let me go outside. I was stuck in the house while they were setting up. She's like, you can't go outside until 8 a.m. And I was like, all right. And I woke up at like 6. So I'm just like puttering around the house and I'm hearing like all this setup outside. And I live in a very quiet neighborhood. And so I would hear a car going by my house, any car, at 8 in the morning.
And you're going, hey, I know what that is.
And I'm starting to hear like, is that a V12? And I'm like, is that like a carbureted, like Italian engine? And then it's like, well, that's definitely a flat 6. And I'm like, and Hannah finally comes, is there like a Cars and Coffee outside? And she's like, yes, there is. And I went outside and like Guisado's Tacos and like 30, 40 cars.
Amazing.
It was great. It was really fun. It was fun. But like we were also drinking. And I had to explain to Hannah that normally in Cars and Coffee, you don't drink.
There's no booze.
Was it at 8 in the morning?
Yeah, I had my first drink at like 7:42 a.m.
Really?
There was a surprising amount of
mimosas.
booze. Yeah.
Mimosas, yeah.
You had mimosas.
She really thought
didn't.
that most people didn't, but she really
hilarious.
thought that more people would drink.
My wife
It
was out
really
of town,
fun,
so I brought Richard. And then when I was showing my wife pictures, she's like, what is this? And I'm like, oh, Matt's wife. And my wife's just like, I hate her.
Why?
Because she can't compete with that.
Does she need to compete?
No, but
nobody
no
has to
one can
compete.
compete with that.
No,
That's-
right.
that's,
But she's all, I mean, the stuff that she did for our wedding and the stuff she did for my 40th, and like she's just always trying to up the bar of fun things to do. So yeah.
Years ago, when I was first dating my wife, she made the mistake of throwing me a surprise birthday party. I might react differently now, but I was a lot younger, and I went out with my friends to this great big dinner right? One of those dinners where you just want to go to bed afterwards. And I came up to the house, and my friend John, you know John, right? He puts his hand on my shoulder before I go in. He goes, "Sorry about this." And I opened the door, and there were about 80% of people I don't want to see. And I never wanted to see in my living room.
Right. Oh, no.
Like, oh my God, you invited the plumber. That's so amazing. She had gone into my Rolodex or whatever I had and invited every name.
Oh my God.
Every name. And we had just been dating. You know, she's very sweet. It was very nice. This was really bad. I did not react well.
Boy, I would love to hear this story off the air.
I think
I'm telling you the story and being completely honest. Look, I acted like an asshole, and I was so unhappy and
it's so
mopey.
Good. Oh, it's
and
so
that's
good.
so funny.
I said and did everything I could have done wrong.
Yeah.
But then I saw my doctor there, and I'm like, oh, hey. And my doctor was smoking cigarettes. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yes.
And then later
ripping heaters.
Later I saw him go into a room and a door closed where people may have been sniffing things. And I went, this is my nightmare.
Right.
This is like a nightmare come to life.
I love how like your wife has no idea who you were.
That's really funny.
She knows now. Every once in a while she goes, remember that? Remember what you did and how you'll never. So she goes like this, you will never ever get anything like that again. And now I'm kind of at an age where I would love to see all of those people.
Well, so here's
and I kind of know how to act as a human a little bit better, and I would really love it. But she always goes, never, ever.
That's fantastic.
Never, ever will I do anything.
You're the worst person possible to have a surprise party. I couldn't think
There's
of
also like
maybe Jerry would be worse.
No, Jerry's way worse. Yeah.
Maybe. But
we gotta stop surprising people. Nobody needs surprises. We got enough fucking surprises in our lives.
Every day's a fucking
surprise.
surprise.
The test came back. Shit. There's a surprise. That's what a surprise is. It's usually bad news. I had a bunch of bad surprises this weekend I don't even want to go into.
Right.
But like, let me leave it on this.
I don't want a surprise. Happy birthday. Sorry. Am I raging?
Yeah, a little bit.
Am I raging?
There's a couple of things that make, because you can't generalize all surprises, right? So here's the thing. One, there was no open the door surprise moment.
Okay,
there wasn't one of those. Those suck, right? Two, I knew there was going to be something. Mm-hmm. Like I had planned the day for something around my birthday.
Right.
I just didn't know what it was.
Yes.
So I was ready for a thing. And
you're a different character.
And then
I
also,
can see that.
Hannah and Jonny can tell you because he was there. I think there were only good people there. There was a great group of people.
There was two
really
but yeah, for the most part, it was really good.
Well, I thought when I got the invite, I thought it was very sweet and really sweet of Hannah to do that. And I thought that's if you're going to surprise a guy like us, a surprise car show is the perfect way to do it.
Surprise car show at your house.
Let me talk about RaceDeck. Over 2 decades ago, RaceDeck was invented the cost-effective, durable, and truly do-it-yourself modular flooring system engineered for the garage. We need it right here, don't we? We need it right beneath our feet. RaceDeck.
We need to stack them so we have a little elevated footstool.
Yeah, we need the set is new. It would be good to have them under our seats and put right here. I think I'm gonna put that into action. RaceDeck is the original modular flooring system engineered for the garage with over 33 patents and proudly made right here in the USA. Over 20 styles to transform your ugly garage to the coolest garage on the block. Can handle vehicle rolling loads in excess of 80,000 pounds. Will not chip, peel, or stain. Over 33 patents with the product line. 20 styles to choose from. Manufactured 24/7. RaceDeck is the original USA-made, multi-patented, multi-flooring system engineered for the garage. Invented by car enthusiasts for car enthusiasts. Shop at racedeck.com and use code SPIKE911 for 15% off and free shipping. Racedeck.com, use code SPIKE911 for exclusive 15% off and free shipping. All right, we're going to talk about cars. We've got the new Rivian here today. We've got an R1S tri-motor.
Tri-motor, nice.
You probably know more about this. Here it is up on the screen. We can look at it. We can talk about it.
I know it's 850 horsepower. It's 1,104 pound-feet of torque. Is that right?
I don't have the torque ratings. 850 horsepower.
Yeah.
371 mile per hour range. Launches from 0 to 60 in about 2.9 seconds. I've been driving it for, I think, the last 4 days. I can just give you the headline because the last time I drove a Rivian, I've only driven 2. I had the original, what's the pickup truck?
The T.
The T.
R1T.
And I was driving it to set when we were making Unfrosted.
I remember you had the yellow one.
The headline here for me is the suspension on this thing. I love this. For the first time I got in a Rivian and I went, I really love what I'm driving. I went and looked at the prices. I saw that they're leasing. I could be in this in 2 seconds.
What is the lease?
They were, first of all, they were leasing it. Back then you had to buy it, right?
Right.
And the lease prices were kind of in line with what I pay for a lease. But for me, the headline was this, like, I really love this. I love this truck now, and I love the way it drives. I love the interior and the way it looks. Like, here, Cameron, open that driver's door there. Check out these mats. Have you seen these mats, Matt?
Oh, yeah.
The mats?
Yeah.
No, I have
The
not
new
seen.
floor mat.
I've not seen the new floor mats.
This is Canyon Red, but look.
I thought I was getting this truck on Monday, but as it turns out, I think I'm getting this one after you on Friday.
Look at the plaid mats.
Plaid mat.
And
the plaid mat is all right. I
Cam,
like
pull
that.
up to the seat. Now they have the kind of the checkerboard.
Is the
seats.
seat also plaid? Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
good. So it matches.
But it's like not. It's not like
a gradient.
it's not- yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
So the reason I requested this was because of all, everything that's going on with Tesla and its owner, who I don't want to talk about. But, I said to my wife, maybe your next move is Rivian, and I'd love you to drive it. I don't think, for me, it's a Model Y replacement because it's big.
bigger.
But I think it's a Spike replacement.
It's a Bronco
I
replacement.
got into it, and I immediately went, oh, boy. I didn't know how much I wanted this.
Does Erica like the Bronco? Because Erica, you could laterally move the Bronco, and then you could be in this.
She loves her Model Y. She hates the owner, but she loves it. She's not going to get rid of it. See that little charging pad here? So on the armrest right there is where you end up putting your iPhone, and it charges perfectly. I had no problems with aligning. I didn't have any issues with it.
Wireless phone charging.
It has. I actually
stinks.
got an aftermarket one that like fits on top of that plugs in. It works like
This
and
one-
it's mag locked. It works way better.
This one's perfect. Here's the only,
that's
this is a
interesting.
tiny complaint about this vehicle. Like in a Model Y, that phone charging is forward. So neither of those vehicles have CarPlay. So you hear a ding and you want to figure out what the hell's going on. When you're at a light in the Model Y, you just reach forward and you can see it.
Yeah.
Here, you have to yank it out a little bit, and then you're looking and playing with your phone while you're driving, which I don't like.
The one thing I'll say though, and I just
Tiny complaint. By the way,
the tiniest.
that would
of all.
not the tiniest of all. That's it as far as
Yeah,
complaints.
can't
I
you
have.
also just use a USB cable if you want, and
Yes,
that
you can.
solves that problem?
I kind of I try not to touch it and play with my phone when I'm driving. I don't want to be part of that problem out in the world. And like if you think in the Model Y, you're just going like this. You reach forward, you can tap the screen, you can read it, and then you're done. Here you kind of
I love yours. I really like your scale of acceptance on this. I don't want to be part of the problem, but in the Model Y, it's okay if I'm texting.
No. The Model
while
Y,
driving.
it's you're not texting or driving. It's sitting like this. You just tap the screen, or the message comes up and the notification is there. You can just read
You know
it.
what would solve this
You never
really
touch it.
nicely is CarPlay. They could have CarPlay.
Well, let me.
could,
that would
but-
that would be a good thing to
You
have.
could, but I kind of like this new Rivian world I'm in. I kind of
Yeah.
like their screen and all their
Well,
software.
but CarPlay does. You can cars that have home screens and have CarPlay. The one doesn't
But then
replace
you're
the
running
other.
some other software.
Yeah, then you're running others. Go ahead,
I would
Jonny.
say this. So I just crossed 30,000 miles on my Rivian. And I think one of my most favorite things about the truck is that it just keeps getting better. Like they just keep rolling out updates that make it so much better. Like I think my truck has had different suspension tuning rolled out 4 times. It just keeps getting better. They're going to have native text messaging. It's the next update, I believe, or in 2 updates. So it'll totally 100% solve your problem.
Right.
And yeah, it's just, and then this one, the good thing about the Gen 2 R1s is that the processing power on these trucks, Volkswagen just gave them $5 billion for the chipset, basically.
Yeah.
It's so powerful. Right now, for instance, the self-driving, which is terrible, it's using 1%.
I couldn't figure out how to turn that on.
Yeah, I'll
but
tell
by
you
the
off
way,
the
it's
air.
complimentary, right?
Yeah.
You don't have to pay for it. in
No,
other
but it
words.
sucks. But the
So you
8S
get exactly what you pay for.
But hang on. There will be an update. Right now, that chip, the self-driving chip, 1% of it is being used by the current software.
I see.
Like on my truck, it's 75% of the chip is being used by the same software. The chipset is so improved on this thing.
Yeah.
And the updates are just going to be incredible.
Open up the back, Cameron. You can go around, see if you can figure out how to open up the tailgate and the top.
If you want to see real motoring efficiency, check out that efficient vehicle as opposed to the thing with a 2.5-ton battery in it.
Yeah.
You're getting 85 miles a gallon, baby. You're moving through.
That's
traffic.
what my son crashed on over the weekend.
And like a Range Rover or the old Land Cruiser, it's got a split tailgate. Or the
that is good. That is good. You want a seat.
So I'm running around Brentwood, tennis, groceries, kids crap, the rest of it. This thing just slotted right in.
Yeah.
Right in.
Oh,
Actual
great.
mileage versus the Tesla, like the miles to charge are accurate. Unlike go to the grocery store and why do I use 300 miles in my Model Y? It's just going 1 mile.
It's cool that we don't have any accountability in this country, isn't it?
No, and we just get along with it and we just go along with it. But
buyer beware, right?
But look, I give this thing, Jonny, you were here first. With that suspension the way it is now, strong recommendation. I mean, it's still heavy it's 7,000 pounds.
It's a little less than that, but yeah.
But you don't feel it.
No.
I took turns in it. I was, coming off the highway a little hot, and it stayed straight going around the turn, 7,000 pounds. Nothing but respect for this thing.
And the other thing, so the R1T, the truck, they did no physical suspension upgrades. For the R1S, they totally put in new rear suspension pieces because they designed the truck first and they sorted everything there. And then they took 16 inches out of the wheelbase, tried to do an SUV. So the first gen SUVs don't ride perfect and they don't handle. This generation handles. And the tri-motor is great because the old quad motor was 835 horsepower. The Cyber Beast is 845 with 3 motors. This is 850 with 3 motors. And then if you want the quad, it's 1,025 horsepower. And the Cyber Beast is
so important.
Cyber Beast is 1,020, and the 2-motor Cybertruck is 845. So Rivian just went 5 horsepower over the two.
It's very important.
You like this stuff too, right? You like Rivian?
I've driven the T when it first came out, whatever it was, 2.5, 3 years ago. And I did enjoy driving it very much, although it was way too long. It would literally not fit in my garage, which was a problem.
Yeah.
I like how they ride. I like how they handle. I think the build quality of them is very good. I'm excited to drive this one. I just think some of their crunchy granola marketing is a little silly considering it's 7,000 pounds and pounding our infrastructure to death. And it's not actually...
It doesn't actually hurt the infrastructure, but that's okay.
Sure.
I mean, your buddy Ali, who used to, design bridges for Caltrans, just explained to me that heavy cars do nothing to infrastructure.
Think of all the heavy people
semi-trucks
that are hurting the infrastructure.
It's semi-trucks that hurt roads.
And beds.
Yeah.
I don't think it's good that passenger cars are 7,000 pounds. I don't think that's good.
Yeah,
I think that's a bad thing, and we should be trending in the other direction of that. And in my own car buying life, I try to not buy things that are like that.
Says the Bentley owner.
30-year-old Bentley.
Hey, how much does it weigh?
Which, by the way...
but I mean, come on. I mean, if you're going to worry about weight, you don't drive around on a Bentley.
I think keeping classic cars on the road is different than developing brand new, supposedly efficient 7,000 pound, 1,000 horsepower vehicles. I think those are different things.
I mean, again, though, but full size or close to full size, SUVs are big and heavy.
Those are bad too. Those are all bad.
But if you're going to move 7 people around, how do you,
in a minivan that's 4,600 pounds.
Then you got to drive a minivan.
You don't need 1,000 horsepower. Right, we're in a cycle of we're in a cycle of technology to cover for weight which adds technology, which then adds weight, and then on and on and on and on and on it goes. Whereas I'm rolling around on a 280-pound Vespa with 23 horsepower that does 85 miles an hour and 85 miles a gallon, 80 miles a gallon.
I mean, okay, you could also do that, but I mean,
you can.
If you get on a bird scooter. You're even lighter.
I would. And I ride an e-bike when I can too. From my house to the office, I'm on my e-bike.
Have you considered a unicycle?
Those are dorky.
What about a one-wheeler?
Those are real dorky. My cousin rolls a one-wheel and he can't look good even though he's a great-looking person.
Gentlemen, let's talk about BlueChew.
Finally.
Yummy.
I don't need them because I was just thinking about the Rivian R1S. That's my BlueChew.
I was thinking about the R1T.
1,000 horsepower of electric BlueChew.
That's right. I can't wait to see you guys go at it after over this M4.
Yeah.
You just warming up a little bit.
Yeah.
You're just
getting
warming
started.
up.
Yeah.
BlueChew is an online service that delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra, Cialis, and Levitra. The process is simple. Sign up at BlueChew.com, consult with one of their hot licensed medical providers. And once you're approved, I'm not lying about that. I had to go through the
gloves have come off.
When BlueChew, we had BlueChew, and we very quickly lost BlueChew.
Very quickly.
Because of something Zuckerman said or I said.
No,
or,
it was because of something Zuckerman said.
What did he say? I don't remember. He was
said
snorting Zooth.
He was snorting BlueChew with his dick after he
he was
up in the
chewing
lines.
it with his penis, and he was also snorting it. And they said, we're out.
They didn't like that.
And very quickly, the listeners said, we love BlueChew. It started making content that BlueChew saw, the front office saw, to get these guys back in the show. And now here they are. Hey. But will you please ask Spike to go and use the service and try it? I said, I'm not going to take the drug necessarily, but I'll go through the process too so the listeners know what it is. And I logged in one day and there was this beautiful licensed doctor. Licensed?
Did RFK
Was
give
she
her the license?
beautifully licensed?
Not unlike a Russian webcam service that you might see in a...
She was beautiful. She had a medical license.
Did you have to put the quarter in?
I kept giving her little gifts. Yes, gifts. Anyways.
My laptop started vibrating. I don't know.
And I found the whole experience enjoyable. I thought it was great. Yeah, send me that BlueChew. Send me that BlueChew. And I passed. I felt like I was having a test that I needed to pass.
Right.
She had no idea that I was a podcaster. I kept saying,
really?
She kept just, I go, they didn't tell you that I was going to come. She goes, no, what do you so you need this for sexual dysfunction? Could you tell me more about that? And
wow. What country would you suspect this accent was native to?
Czech Republic.
Yeah.
You'll know why I made that reference. First Pornhub reference of the day. Anyway, BlueChew wants men rock hard. They told me that. That's the mission. They will not stop until every man is bricked up like Seinfeld. Till every tent is pitched. Till every rod is raised. Discover your options at BlueChew.com.
Rod is raised?
Yeah, that's...
Does that mean flag is raised?
I can't believe how much Seinfeld took to that bricked up. He's still laughing about it.
Yeah.
They will not stop until every man is bricked up. All right, you've got too much time here. The special deal for our audience is this. Try BlueChew for free. $5 shipping at checkout when you first visit BlueChew.com. That's BlueChew.com to receive your first month free. All you pay for is shipping. Visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information. We thank BlueChew for continuing to sponsor Spike's Car Radio, despite the Zuckerman interference.
Hey, did you, real quick, did you ever on the air talk about the unhappy advertisers? This text I sent you?
Not yet.
Okay. Wait for Zuckerman?
Yeah.
Okay. Matt, I'll tell you off.
I mean, I love our advertisers.
I could guess what's happened.
I love them. But yeah, Jonny, well, we'll get into it. But apparently they weren't telling me what was going on. So I kept assuming, well, I don't really have to rein Zuckerman in.
Right.
But there were these...
but they were telling him.
Don't ask. Yes, they're
Nice.
telling me.
There's,
awesome.
there's such an interesting level between the sponsors and the PR that represents the sponsors. They're the ones who were terrified. They're the ones who were sending notes. The sponsors are happy when we sell.
Yeah.
This is like agency PR versus the actual PR. The agency's a billion times worse to deal with.
Yeah.
They sweat every decision. Real PR is like, the car didn't burn down? Sweet, we'll take care of it. Yeah.
Here's the credit card. See you at the bar.
Right. So
I feel like it's a little unfair to
no, you're right. I
bring
shouldn't have
that
brought it
up.
Oh, okay. This is. Can I set the stage real quick?
No, I don't know what you're about to say, but I'm trying to see if I have the photo you sent.
I could find them.
Oh, wait, I do.
Okay.
Here. This is the only one I'm going to read.
Okay.
Because they're not a sponsor anymore. We'll save the other one for when Zuckerman's here. But this was, I guess came in through PR to Sam in New York, who sells her ads. And this is just the end of the email. There's also a few issues that we will need the host to refrain from in future reads. One, saying there's meth in coffee. The coffee. Two, saying, I quote, I inserted my Johnson in it. I think I know which sponsor this is. Mentioning other sponsors' coffee as better. And name dropping Starbucks and saying that we're ripping them off. We think that may reflect poorly on the brand. And then you look at that and I go, because we've talked about this. I never remember what's in a show.
No,
we never remember.
Never.
But I can tell exactly who said everything.
Oh yeah.
I know everybody.
And that in a sneak peek. That's not even the funny one. That's not.
That's pretty awesome. Yeah.
But we love our sponsors.
But the best part is that Sam is sending these to me because he's so scared that I don't know what he was scared of. That you're gonna like flip out or something. Because I sat on that for over a year.
You don't understand. No, saying something is meth is a compliment.
I don't think I think he likes the ads as and we have sponsors now that kind of like to roll and have fun.
Yeah,
with it.
Last time I called
Like
something
BlueChew.
meth, it was in a nice way.
Yeah, we were saying this coffee is
Johnny,
great.
this is like meth.
No, yeah, well, that was meth. No, but we were saying this coffee is great. Yeah.
Hey, let's look at there's a couple of cool things in the news with a little video that we can look at. Let's first. It's getting a little old, but I do love the story of the guy smashing through the dealership.
It is good when somebody does this.
Heart-stopping
It's
video.
objectively good.
So there's this guy who buys a car in Sandy, Utah at a Mazda dealership. And apparently it's a Subaru that he bought, Subaru Outback for $4,000 earlier in the day. He was sold the car as is, which we all understand. But when he got the car home, he realized there's some major deal breaker problems. He called them to return it. They said, pound sand.
Right.
Essentially, he came down and he said, seriously,
Utah.
I want you to take this back. And they said, that's not the terms of the deal. So he went and did this.
It's the heart-stopping moment. An enraged driver crashes right into a car dealership.
I told you.
Yes.
Whoa.
I told you, take
Men
it fucking
inside
back.
Can't believe what just happened.
Is anybody under the car?
No.
Tyler Slade is a manager at the Mazda
Stop it for a
dealership.
second.
One person.
This is the guy that sold him the car as is, and he's about to play the victim.
You're goddamn right. He sold the car.
This guy's hungover. He's like, I wasn't even supposed to be here today. I was out just raging last night.
This guy's genetically engineered to sell
To
a car
deceive.
as is.
Deceive this poor guy. And I don't know much about the details of it other than this guy had instant regrets. I've been there before. I once leased a Cayenne, an entry-level Cayenne, without sight unseen, never driven it. And the salesman brought it to the driveway and then took off. I signed the paperwork. I took it for one drive an hour later. And I said, please pick this up.
Base Cayennes are terrible. Yeah.
Unwind this deal. Unwind the deal.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cry.
Right.
And the salesman, it was our friend Dean, said, no problem, I'm gonna do that. But the pain of this bad decision I had made. Now, that's double bad when you get someone's lied to you maybe and you realize, the engine needs a rebuild or it needs $20,000 of work. And here's the guy that sold it. Go ahead and play. And listen to what he says.
You're at the Mazda dealership in Sandy, Utah.
It was kind of a very, very scary situation.
Oh, sure.
The manager
You look
says
terrified.
Earlier in the day, the driver had purchased a used Subaru Outback for
I mean, dude,
$4,000.
$4,000,
Several
you're
hours
getting
later,
a
he came back.
crappy car.
He was very emotional.
That is true.
That's not a good
upset
car.
About the vehicle, had been to his mechanic, said there were some things wrong with it.
Okay, stop
And,
right there for a second. So he did his PPI after he bought it?
Sure.
That's
the
a problem.
old post-purchase inspection.
You're right. $4,000 isn't a lot of money for that. That's good. You're right.
I'm not trying to say you deserve a bad car for $4,000, but I'm saying
No, but we're living in a month where the American people who are just tired of corporate ripoffs. Without going too much into the guy who was killed, killing CEOs.
Yeah,
Like we live in a time where people are like, we've had enough.
Right.
And I feel like this is another story like that. Like maybe this guy is in the wrong, maybe he's in the right. He certainly did the wrong thing. He could have hurt somebody driving through the window. However, he's kind of saying something for all of us, like we're tired of getting ripped off at car dealers. So can you stop doing that?
Back in my day, when I was a kid, what they used to do was, I remember at the Ford dealer, there's always a big Ford pickup parked in front of the dealership with a huge sign on it said like lemon and blah, blah Ford refuses to do anything about it. That's way more effective.
Except we're in this new kind of fight back mode.
I see. Okay.
Where a guy just decides, I've had it with the healthcare CEO, I'm taking him out. That's how he decides to make his statement.
Yeah.
And here we are now with another one where this guy said, yeah, I could have done that. I could have made a lemon law complaint. But you know what? I just made a bigger complaint that the whole world is looking at. And when I saw it, I went, I don't condone it, but I understand it.
Yeah, I think it's not going to work out so good for him.
Keep playing more. He comments here at the end. You can see him talk.
Like to get his money back. He said, listen, if you don't give me my money back right now, I'm going to run this car right through the front door.
So he gave him warning.
He gave him
The
warning.
driver got so worked up, he got back in the car and hit the gas.
Yeah, he
You
knew.
can see the driver getting cuffed by cops.
It does look fun.
And here he is,
Oh.
Michael Lee Murray.
Let's listen to him.
Calling from his closet.
I was just really angry. I was upset about my money. I kind of blacked out for a second.
But Michael, in what universe is it okay to do this?
I know I probably shouldn't have done it, but I guess I just hit a breaking point.
Oh.
He's like, I had just drank this coffee and it was like meth. I don't know. I'm crazy.
Doesn't he seem like a sweet guy?
No,
And he admitted fault. He said he's sorry and he lost his temper.
I guarantee he's sorry now. And there's a lawyer sitting in the
I don't know.
side of the closet going, act sorry.
I don't think they're going to let the guy who shot the healthcare CEO out of jail.
No, probably
but,
not.
But this guy, we should let him out. We should let him out.
You think?
Because he did something on all our behalves. He stood up to the car dealer and
didn't hear him
smashed
say that.
Smashed their window.
I heard him say he's sorry about his money. He wasn't sorry about your money.
I don't know. I feel bad for him. This is why we have this show, by the way.
Oh, it is?
Because no, listen for a sec. We the obsession with cars and buying a car. It's more car matchmaker. It's a very big decision. It's like a house, and you sit and you obsess and you worry, and when it goes the other way, you get terrified.
My trainer. Sorry, this doesn't make me sound like a man of the people.
It makes you sound like
I have a
LA
trainer.
person.
He bought a van. He trains people out of his van. It's like he's got a bunch of stuff in it. Great trainer. He was at the party. He had his wife and kid.
I talked to nice guy.
He's awesome. So he bought a used Ford Transit 2 weeks ago in Oregon. Had a PPI done. I got him an independent shop. They did a PPI. He buys it, he gets it in, he drives it back to Los Angeles from Oregon, 20 hours or whatever it is. Immediately the check engine light goes on.
Sure.
Bad cat, $4,200 to replace the cat on this van.
How much was the van?
I think the van was like $18,000. It was like a 2020.
That's good. So 25% of the value.
Yeah.
Awesome.
You know what he should do? He should wait till they repair
Drive it
Sandy, Utah dealership and drive right through that shit.
The other thing we're not
I think every time you have a complaint, go to Sandy, Utah. No, don't do that. Please don't.
The other thing we're not talking about, though, for a dealership to sell a car for $4,000 means it's an $1,800 car.
It must be the worst car ever.
The worst Forester of all time.
G's at a dealer.
Yeah.
Oof.
So it's like
That is a get this out of here price.
Another story that caught my eye is that that dictator Assad, I guess, fled his country. He might possibly be dead. They're not sure he flew. I kept reading that his plane crashed and something's going on. But the big news that's come out of this turn of events in Syria is his car collection. And someone, there was a lot of looting. I think Jon Stewart on The Daily Show talked about how everybody was taking chairs and testing the chairs.
That, yeah.
Really funny take on it. But then there was this piece of video right here. Let's look at this. Someone went through and there was this giant car collection. Look at all the Toyota FJs.
So I have a lot of problem with this video because look, they're focusing on Toyotas. They're going to cut to a Sequoia.
Stop for a second there. There's a Rambo Lambo.
No, exactly. They brush over the Lambo and go to another Toyota. It's like Toyota filmed the video.
There's a revolution happening here. This is not a car video.
It's because they already have the 50 cal mount for the Sequoia. They don't have one for an LM002.
I mean, but don't you think it's weird that you would put Toyota FJs in a collection, 3 of them, all black?
Because to call it a collection is not exactly right. It's a fleet. He's got a bunch of fleet cars and then like 8 really cool collectible
keep
cars.
going here.
There's an F50.
But look how it's filmed. Look, he just brushes right over the Lamborghini to a Tundra.
Dude, he might not even know what it is.
Who is it? No,
Whoever filmed this might not even know what that is.
Who's filming this revolution?
It's Toyota. Like Toyota, because that's their biggest client.
There's a nice Aston Martin.
The
And
F50 is nice.
There's
Amazing.
a 430 Spider, but there's
Look,
only,
a
there's
Defender in
only
the
about
back.
like 10 really cool cars, and the rest of them are just sort of
for a
whatever SUVs and S-classes.
Well, you missed 2 really insane ones. There are 2 snowmobiles in there.
Very important in
It
Syria.
snows in Syria. There's
Snows a
mountains.
lot.
It snows. It does.
Wait, it does?
Yeah.
There are people snowmobiling in Syria.
In the mountains, yeah. There's big mountains. They ski.
I'm highly doubtful of that. And then
Really?
I don't know. I think
It borders Turkey. Like,
compared to
and-
other
and-
dictators, I think this collection's weak.
thank you. That's
Weak.
what I've been trying
Except for the F50.
And then look at this. Here's
which
the
probably
most
hasn't been
interesting-
serviced since 1998.
All right. Here's the most interesting thing that was found. This obscure 6-wheel RV built on a
Nice.
Ford F-150.
Looks nice.
to. Yeah.
That actually
that-
might be the most interesting thing in the entire collection.
Yeah.
I think.
Well,
The
that
rest
can't
of
be
it is
his.
just sort of whatever, but still,
These
that's
are just
pretty dope.
These are just generic.
It sort of looks like those like Icelandic fully grown trucks. You know? They do
Arctic
the-
trucks.
Yeah.
Arctic trucks are the coolest.
Yeah.
But why didn't the Syrian people start taking the cars? Like, I wanted to go there and get that F-50.
I want the Lambo.
By now, they might have been.
Give me the LM002.
Right? I mean, don't take the chairs.
Because remember, Saddam Hussein had same one. I think
bunch of
it was
stuff.
also red, and then U.S. Army burned it to the ground. It was Uday's. It was Uday Hussein's.
Uday had a
So
bunch
this
of
is
Hussein.
probably they probably came as a package deal. Like
That's insane.
yeah.
Hashtag provenance.
So did the former owner kill 500,000 of his own people? Yes, he did.
Who do you think, which dictator had the best car collection?
Oh, well, Sultan of Brunei. I mean, I don't know where we draw the line at dictator.
Oh, he's
but
a
certainly
dictator.
the
Oh,
Sultan of Brunei. True. And Prince Jeffrey.
Yeah.
Because
Joffrey.
that collection broke cover on Instagram 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Fully broke. Yeah.
What was
Someone
happening
dumped
there?
a Google Drive with like 1,000 photos categorized of all of the cars.
A lot of garbage.
There's a lot of garbage, but also some very interesting stuff. And at one point, they said that Prince Jeffrey was ordering 3 coach-built cars a day, which is like how do
Full-time
you
job.
do that?
It's a full-time job.
And some of the stuff in the collection is unbelievably weird.
And that's all intact right now. That's
Mostly, I think it's kind of in a rotting
Yeah,
situation. but
nothing's moved in 2 decades is the problem. And the other thing is, those were like, late 80s, early 90s British cars, most of them.
Yeah.
So they're never going to move.
Yeah.
They're just slowly disintegrating in the middle of the ocean.
as a Bentley Turbo R owner, I can tell you what happens when one doesn't move for a while, and it's not good.
And the other big news this week was Ford Mustang GTD officially as fast around the Nürburgring as a Porsche 918 Spyder. We have some footage inside the car that I thought was pretty cool that Jalopnik threw up.
It sounds
Listen to this thing. Have
very
you guys
much like a GT500.
Throw your headphones on and listen to this.
I've heard it.
Wow. Do you think you could do this drive? Have you driven?
I've driven the Nürburgring.
I've done about
Yeah.
50 laps, yeah.
Not at this speed.
No.
I'm not this speed. I've done some fast laps there. It's great.
Yeah, it's a good time. It's everything they say it is.
What are your thoughts about this? Ford bringing a GTD there. What does it mean?
I do not give a shit.
Why?
Because it's I mean I'm happy for Ford. Good for them. They had a goal. They achieved their goal. I don't think I care.
Right.
Because it's it's designed to do a thing that I will never ever need a vehicle to do.
I think the Nürburgring is kind of like the Bible in that you can get it to say whatever you want, whatever case you want to make.
It's pretty good, actually.
But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Look, I mean, why do I care about Nürburgring times? I'm excited about this car regardless. I guess
my
this
favorite
is the thing
driving cars are not the ones that are particularly fast around the Nürburgring.
Right.
And I don't see how this particular car would change that.
But I was impressed with the idea that this was the fastest domestic car.
Yeah,
around
I
Nürburgring.
think that's the point. Is that Auto Build last month with Christian Gephardt driving tried to do I think it was a Z06. Z06, and it was like 13 seconds slower. Now, basically, it was geared funny, is what Christian's saying. So that's good. But I think maybe, Matt, what you're saying is this is a GT3 race car.
Yeah.
You could take a Porsche GT3 race car or a Bentley GT3 race car. They're the same weight and size, and you can make them street legal, and it would do the same thing. I think it's cool. I think it's impressive. And how do I put this? While not all the like the AMG Black GT Black series is the quickest production thing around the Nürburgring besides AMG 1. I don't particularly like that car, but like the GT3 RS goes real fast around the Nürburgring.
Sure.
I love that car. So it does say something, and it lets you just know how the car goes.
I think this picture here on the front page of Jalopnik is sick.
It's a great picture.
It makes me want that car.
Have you?
Yeah.
Have you
I mean,
been
the front, the thinness of the front of
Looks
that.
like a Nissan.
Have you been in the presence of the GTD yet? Seen it in person?
I think so. Yeah, up at the Quail a couple of years back.
The size of a Suburban. I mean, it's enormous. It's enormous. It has 325 fronts. Like GT3 rears are on the front of this.
Boy.
Like that's the scale of car.
Wow.
And so when I say I don't care, it's not like I don't care that Ford built a car that goes really fast. It's not like I'm not happy for them achieving a goal. It's not like I'm not great. You built a really fast Mustang. Like, good. Congratulations. I'm happy for you. But like, I don't care because I legitimately don't think this will make the kind of road car that I really want to enjoy. And that's what I think the world is sort of missing right now. We have a lot of supercars. We have a lot of these crazy Nürburgring specials. We need great road cars, and we're really missing that right now. They're all too big. They're all too heavy. They're all too powerful. They rely on this downforce. And like, where's the great $50,000 to $125,000 road cars? Like, let's get some of those.
I mean, they were out.
$350,000 Mustang.
Hey, listen, Camaro. They had the SS 1LE Camaro was like. That was everything you just described.
It was good.
And nobody bought it.
I mean, Camaros are not great. I mean, it drives great.
Drives
a lot
incredible.
of people. I would never buy a Camaro. I don't want a Camaro.
I mean,
like, there's a lot of people so many people ask me about cars twice a week on our show. So few people ask about Camaros. They're asking about great stuff that I can get for $30,000 to $70,000.
Yeah, but guess what? I mean, again, like a Camaro SS 1LE, like everything you just said, it's light. It's pretty small. It's actually smaller than a 3 Series. It's basically giving you 458 handling. It's tons of power. It's everything people want.
They're not that comfortable. They're hard to see
hang
out
on.
of. But
it's great driving. You can see fine out of it.
And they're big and bulky. They're big, bulky cars.
It's not big
They're
and
not
bulky. It's actually about the size of a 2 Series. It's not a big car.
That's big and bulky now. The last two series was the last 2 Series.
The last 2 Series. It's about
a Camaro is bigger than that.
No, look it up. It's not. And
I think it is.
It's I literally looked it up and wrote a whole story about it. It's not. And people don't buy cars like that. They just don't want them. They say they want them. And then you're like, I really need an SUV. I had a baby. I need a 7-seater. Nobody actually buys that stuff.
This is like point counterpoint. I love
That's
this.
right.
This is fun. I was just watching you guys argue. And I was like, boy, this is good. I like this.
If we didn't try to convince everybody that bigger and more was always better, and instead we tried to shift the priorities of how we market things to people and what got people excited, I think that would be different.
But DOT, Department of Transportation, they're the ones fucking with wheelbase a lot of times, making things bigger and longer and safer. And the one thing
I don't necessarily think that's true.
Oh,
they can sell brand new cars that are small today.
And
they just choose not to. You can buy a brand new Miata right now.
What
Tiny.
sells the smaller cars are the big flagship cars that people dream of owning that they can't. They look at this car and they go, "That's amazing. Let me buy the cheap one, the one that I can afford."
Well, but why does the flagship car have to be enormous, and then the one that people don't really want have to be small? Why
Because
can't they build a desirable
the
small
bigger
car?
car is going to break the records. The wider wheelbases, the longer wheelbase.
Yeah, but
I mean, if you look
but-
at the Porsche, that's what we've complained about it too. We hate that Porsches are getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah, like
and
the GT3 RS is a bad road car. Yes,
I agree
it's
with
stiff.
that.
It has no trunk.
It has no trunk. I'll give
It's
you
no
that.
trunk.
It has
It's-
no trunk.
no
It's-
trunk
it's
is
huge.
a problem.
No
It's
glove box.
huge and holds less people and things than my Boxster Spyder.
But
Yeah, it's
fucking
great.
awesome to
I love
drive.
that
It
car.
I
beat
love
the
it.
shit out of me on the street. I hated it.
well,
I
we
love that car.
got the 18. You should drive ours. We have the 18-way comfort seats in them.
Oh, you got comfort to
Yeah,
the
yeah,
GT3
it
RS?
changed
that
the whole
probably makes
idea.
it better.
Yeah, yeah,
but
yeah.
I've never driven any modern car other than the McLaren Senna, where I was more
tough.
tired after like a
Senna-
4-hour
Senna's-
drive.
The Senna's
Senna's a
miserable.
wrestling match.
Actually,
Yeah.
But the GT3 RS was second.
that might be more miserable than a Senna on the road.
Yeah, it's bad. It's not good. Yeah.
Let's talk about
not
Acre.
great.
We're going to talk about that M4 in a second.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
first, we're going to talk about Acre Gold.
Ooh,
Do you like gold?
yes.
Gold.
Acre Gold?
I love
Is
it.
it actual
No,
gold?
do you like gold? Do you have gold? Do you own gold?
Habibi, you see this arm here? I like gold.
Good. Don't come out of pocket for expensive gold all at once. Instead, subscribe to Gold for as little as $30 a month. How it works: pay in every month until your gold stash reaches the price of Acre Gold's bars, and then Acre discreetly ships gold to your home. You have gold?
I got some Acre Gold. They sent me like.
Why are you giggling about
like
gold?
A piece of gold.
really funny.
Acre Gold has $50, $100, and $250 per month options for larger gold bars. I have a collection of gold at my house.
Hey,
I
Acre,
have some gold too.
Acre
but it's
Gold.
in the shape of a Daytona.
Acre Gold. If you're listening, send Matt some gold.
No, send me more.
I want
Send me
some more.
gold dust.
The gold. No, it's gold. They send you like pieces of gold.
They're gold bars.
Why don't they make them like little puzzle pieces that you then
They could.
put
They-
together?
they
and
don't
you
do
have a
that.
No,
nice
they don't do
little
that.
gold?
You have to be able to. They're transactional. You have to be able to
Right,
turn them
right.
in and
These
spend
look
them when you
like
want.
I was just watching the show Skeleton Crew, Old Republic credits.
Oh,
Yeah, like this. Look right there. See,
Yeah.
there's a.
it's like a doubloon.
Kinda, yeah.
I love gold. I've always.
It looks like what you play. Do you play Baccarat with those? It looks like
Yeah, you
it's like
throw them
what-
across the table.
I love gold.
Acre is backed by the same team who funded Liquid Death canned water. Some customers have been subscribed for over 4 years. We love you, Acre Gold. Thank you for sponsoring the show. You know, Dan Rather.
Everything about that ad is insane.
Excuse me. Why?
From the team that sold you water, it's gold.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's perfect.
Send more
Subscribe
gold.
to gold. They
You're
just-
talking about-
you give them 30 a month and they send you $30 of gold.
No.
No.
No. When you reach the price of the bar, they'll start sending you what you paid. In other words, you don't have to make the big payment. So
What
a
if
bar of gold
I-
we figured out was what?
It was a lot.
An
It
ounce
was like
of gold
20
is
an ounce was like
3,000.
1,800 or
Yeah.
something. Yeah,
I see.
So when you get up there, they'll send the ounce.
You get the
I
ounce
see.
of gold.
What happens if you default right before
They
you
keep your
reach
money.
bar?
They don't keep your money.
We keep the money. I get the money. Give me the money, Spike.
They're all
Honey,
Porsche.
I forgot to buy our poor fractional gold bar this month.
No. That's
Well,
not how it works.
Acre, it was fun having you as a sponsor.
No, they're not going anywhere.
We can
They love
replace
us.
them with West Side car collector storage.
Very competitive rates.
No, the idea is, and Dan Rather was the guy who got me hooked on gold because, no, for real, because back when he was a reporter, he would travel to these dangerous areas, and he either mentioned to us on the show or he wrote about. I forget about how I learned about it. He would sew gold coins into his sport coat.
That's
because occasionally he'd get kidnapped.
Right.
And he'd get, and it's a way to barter his freedom because everybody takes gold and not everybody takes US dollars.
Yeah.
And an ounce of gold is like this, right?
Yeah.
It's just a round.
You know, Connie Chung got me hooked on meth. No,
I also know that everybody takes Rolex, which is easier.
Yeah.
than
No, that
sewing
gets
gold
that
into
just
your
gets
jacket.
that gets taken when you travel.
why you
That
have an
just
extra one
that
in your
gets
pocket.
taken.
I have a Rolex.
That's why you got it.
I have a Rolex sewn in.
I can't even do it. I got it sewn into my forehead. like a digit that fell off my body that
Remember
I've got
when
to keep
the-
nourished before they attach it to my
Remember
face.
when the rapper had the diamond implanted in his forehead and then it
Yes.
fell out?
Yes.
Oh,
Like a $10 million diamond
No.
implanted in his forehead.
Hey, man.
I think I would rather have gold than crypto, though. I still don't really comprehend what crypto is.
Land's good too.
Anyway, we have a car here. What do we have, Johnny? You brought
have
I'm a new BMW guy.
CarBahn.
Boy, is this a traveling camera?
Yeah.
Look at this.
Huh?
We have
We got our gimbal here. Go ahead. Tell everyone what it is.
CarBahn.
M4.
It's an M4. It's a BMW M4 competition, but it is tuned by CarBahn. So CarBahn is not a good name. However, it's a good company. It's Steve Dinan, who is a legendary BMW tuner, and he sold the rights to his own name.
CarBahn is why you don't sell the rights to your own name.
Yeah.
So wait, yeah. So what are we saying here? So I thought it was Steve Dinan Tune.
It
but
is.
He sold.
Dinan.
He sold
To
the company
CarBahn?
Dinan. No, to APR, which
Okay.
is another tuning company like 5 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
he
so
then went back and opened a new company
Called CarBahn.
CarBahn.
so he sold the rights to the first company. This is the
Yeah.
second company.
Yeah.
Steve Saleen did this too. He eventually got his name back, but yeah.
Okay, got it.
Unlike Steve Saleen, this is a great car.
So
I
wait,
mean,
can I just ask you a question? Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
So if you wanted an M4 and you wanted a special one and you want a tune to be faster, you go to CarBahn
Yes.
and they say they have the car, or you bring your
You bring
car
them
there?
your
your car. I'm sure they will buy you a car.
They'll
if
get
give
you
them
a
the
car,
money.
but it's
Yeah.
not. That's not their
Okay.
business. Their
Yeah.
business is modifying your car.
And so this car, the big specs are, it goes from quote unquote 503 horsepower, which is way underrated too. This one is 735 horsepower. It goes from 479 pound-feet of torque to 668 pound-feet of torque. They really played with the suspension on this one. And I mean, really played with the suspension. It's all new everything, including front bushings.
And how does that make the ride?
This one rides, to me, I would say it rides like a couch inside of the back of a garbage truck. It's really soft. That's pretty good. It's really soft until you hit a bump, and then the soft couch moves like crazy. Sorry
Wow.
to bang the mic. Yeah. And
But was that good or bad?
it's bad.
It's bad.
But
That's the problem.
it's really good up in the canyons or on a track. It's incredible in the canyons. Like, remember your 19-minute run that you did in a Ford? Allegedly.
Yeah.
This was not off that pace. It was a Tuesday morning, and I got gas. I got to the gas station at like 8:01, and I was like done taking pictures by 8:25. And I was like, oh geez. And the number of times I hit triple digits was like, most cars, there's like 3 spots where I'll go over 100 on Angeles Crest, and I'm like, okay. This was over 10 times. I just stopped counting because it's so ridiculously quick. This one's all-wheel drive. I wish he would do this to the rear drive one because I like the M4 comp rear drive better than X drive, but you get the fast 0 to 60 with the all-wheel drive. But yeah, I think you've driven it, and I bet you would say you hate how it tram lines everywhere.
I mean, look, respect for Steve Dinan, right? He was on our show a couple of months ago or whatever when we had this car, and he's very, very, very smart. And when he makes choices about how he does his builds, they're for a reason, right? And he really likes the car to go really fast. He wants the car to go as fast as it can go.
It does that.
And I respect his angle on this, but I don't really like the base M4 all that much. And this doesn't seem to improve it in ways that matter to me personally. And I realize I'm being kind of a negative Nancy on this show.
Yeah.
But it takes a car that's already so fast and makes it faster. Mm-hmm. But it doesn't, to me, improve the feel in an appreciable way to me.
What does this tune cost?
It's not that much. I could pull it out of an email. I think it's like all in is like 25 grand.
But the
And some of that's-
suspension was half. The engine was half. It's not. I mean, it is a good value.
Can we look inside, Cameron?
If you want your
I just
car
want to see inside the M4.
It's an M4 inside.
I haven't seen the new M4.
Cameron, if you go under the hood,
These
like
are
craziest.
the worst seats put into any production car.
I like these seats
They
up in the canyons.
Why?
They really do look. It's
At-
like having.
they're so uncomfortable.
Yeah,
Spike.
but when you're
They're
driving,
so
when you're driving,
uncomfortable.
They look like stormtrooper seats, and look at that blue in that. Ooh, I kind of like that.
but when you're
though.
driving fast in these things, it is
Yeah,
like wearing a sub belt. It really keeps your hips down, which I like.
What's done to the engine? What do you got in there? Dr. Pepper? Is he who's drinking Dr. Pepper?
Me. That's zero sugar, Spike.
Look at that. What is that?
It's closed. It's not. I haven't opened it. It's for later.
I do like the depth of the cup holders.
Very good cup holders. There's all kinds of. I think the problem though with Carbahn is because it's a play on the word carbon. They put carbon everywhere, including comically the engine cover. They've replaced it with a carbon engine cover that is rattling, but you can't pull it off because it's trapped under the carbon strut brace.
I thought it was a play on car barn.
No, it's like carbon and auto.
No, I get it now, but
yeah.
And actually,
I thought car barn.
But
if you
they
look
did
at the
nothing
badge
to me.
itself, it's not doing it any favors.
Right. Open up the hood if you can.
I hate the base M4, but I love the M4 competition, especially the rear drive. The rear drive is just one of my favorite cars.
Okay, show us here, Johnny, what you're talking about.
So basically, if you zoom in there, on the cam, you'll see the engine covers carbon. That's the car, right, and then it's trapped under the big strut brace he put in, and is rattling, so you can't pull it off. So as you drive at like 40 miles an hour, it's constantly like. Now that's fixable, but I can't. fix it.
Yeah. It's beautiful. That's so. How much of this is carbon fiber custom from him?
All of it.
All of it.
Yeah, the standard car, all that stuff would
It's
be
lovely.
black plastic, and the strut brace would be aluminum.
Yeah, and the strut.
That
might be carbon.
No, I think it's aluminum in the stock car.
Could be. The roof is carbon fiber from the factory.
Yeah.
I will say
The
this
seats are too.
to Matt's. Yeah, the interior is totally stock. To Matt's point, I've had this car for like a week now, and I walk out and I have a choice of this or my little Toyota or my Rivian, and I have not been getting in this thing to like go to the grocery store.
Right.
Because it's just it is brutal. It is brutal.
But I also think, although they probably did the best they could with the exhaust on this car, this engine sounds awful with an aftermarket exhaust on it. It's just not a good tone.
Do you want to start it so we
It's
can
not.
hear it?
It's
Yeah,
not
I
like a
can start it
pleasant
up.
sounding engine.
Let's
I
start
don't
it.
think.
I want to hear.
In the way, like, classic BMWs, they sound great.
Yeah.
This just doesn't have that to me. So I hate to be super Debbie Downer about it. Particularly like, look at this lineup of amazing BMWs that Zuckerman's got here behind it.
Yeah.
I rest my case. Not good.
It's a little muted.
Not good. Yeah.
All right, thank you. You're gonna kill us. Turn it off. The doors are closed.
You guys.
We're gonna die live on the air here from carbon monoxide.
Carbon
poisoning.
monoxide feels like meth.
All right. Bring it on back, Cameron. So I've been trying to get in touch with BMW about getting the M2, and they went dark on me again. But I saw an M2 on the road, and I lost my mind. I love the way it looks.
You do?
I want to drive it.
Wow.
I love it.
You're in the
I love
minority.
it. I know.
Yeah.
But to me, it just geometrically had a little bit of a 914-6 vibe.
Yeah,
and it
box
had
flares.
and it had a presence, and I went, I'll do that. I'll
They
drive
do
that.
drive good. If
Yeah,
you like
yeah.
how they look, then that's a good choice for you. Because I like how they drive, but I don't like how they
a
look.
good press car before I drive the M2 CS.
They look good in black.
When
they hide
I
halfway.
just had the M4 CS, and that was. I would like the M4 CS with these engine modifications. That would make me very happy. I don't need this suspension because I'm not going to go to a track, and I love the standard M4 CS suspension. So that would be. Or actually, I think I had the M3 CS.
Let's talk about Vredestein, our friends at Vredestein, the official tire partner of Spike's Car Radio. Go ahead, Matt. Just cross behind me right there. That's fine. Matt's going to take a dump while I talk about Vredestein tires. Johnny, that's all right.
Yeah.
That's not. That's not a urinal, sir. That's not a urinal.
Sir, this is a Wendy's.
That's a potted plant.
Guys, standing dumps are so good.
Everybody knows standing dumps. This ad is taking a standing dump right now.
Snorted a Vredestein.
I have the Grip Classics on my beautiful Series 2A. Johnny, you have them on your Rivian still?
No, but they're going back on.
Erica Ferriston has the Quatrack Pro on her Tesla Model Y. We wanted it to be quieter, and Vredestein tires sent over a set of tires that quieted that whole thing down. We love Vredestein for what they do. Even Mr. Seinfeld has them on his Volkswagen Beetle. Isn't that amazing? Vredestein, an old Dutch company, right?
Yeah.
Yep. France.
Holland, Dutch. Yeah.
Yeah.
Terrific.
Terrific.
Denmark, Dutch. I was
With a long history of racing. Otherwise, I was trying to see, do you think they make a big tire that I could put on my Bronco?
No, they don't. Well,
30, because what I
They don't
that
have
big.
like big off-roady tires.
they have the Pinzas, like the Rivian size.
They
right there.
do.
But I don't think they have. I think you have like 35s on your Bronco.
35s.
I don't think they do that. That's a very,
Yeah, they have the Pinza AT. That's what you have.
Yeah.
In any case, Vredestein Tires, go check them out. They're at vredesteintires.com. vredesteintires.com. And you can find your local dealer. I don't know which was your local dealer. I can't help you with that. But you go there to vredesteintires.com and just put in your zip code. You'll find those tires.
tell
Don't
you.
try to find me. I don't want to tell you that.
Put in Spike's zip code.
Or you could try the Sandy, Utah Mazda dealer.
Zuckerman is
I
like,
bet their Google reviews are looking real good right now.
Zuckerman's like, I think the show's working. I'm getting a lot of weirdos messaging me, and I'm like, don't respond.
Too late.
I talked to everybody.
Yeah.
I talked to everybody.
Some guy was trying to pay me $50 for like a Zuckerman sticker, and I was like,
Yes, what's your address, sir?
I know. I was like, I said something. And the other thing is like, to actually get me to go to the post office is about $1,000. I just hate the post office. But I didn't want to take $50. So I was like, yeah. And then the guy's like, posted on Instagram, like, oh, I don't know if he's going to do it. I don't know. I'm just like, now I'm not
Can't
doing
he just
it.
buy one of those stickers?
No,
anywhere
I got to
he
put them
wants?
back on sale.
Huh?
I got to put them on sale. They're not on sale.
Well, anyways, I mean, I'm pretty excited about our launch. This is the third show that we've done. The first show was with Jerry. It kind of went off without a hitch. I didn't think I was my best in that show, but I'm always entertained at the comments, always entertained at what comes up. And for me, the funniest, I mean, there was the Ellen DeGeneres joke. Hey, look, Ellen DeGeneres has a car show.
Bricked up.
Hey, Rachel Maddow's doing cars. I get it.
Wow.
I love those comments. But
Yes.
by far, the accusations that I'm wearing a toupee
Oh, seriously?
Really?
Are
Take the hat off. Let's evaluate the merits of
are
this
so
accusation.
fantastic.
Oh, look, I see where it's coming from.
That's
though.
a great toupee.
No, it's because your hat head.
What do you?
It's got
what do you see
a little
right
bit
here,
of
Matt? Do you see? What do you see?
I can see the remnants of the surgery, but
No, you can't.
no, he didn't.
How
You
about
guys,
this
round trip Turkish Air, baby? Let's go.
Little skin.
Him and
a little
Eric
thing.
Adams.
A little bit of skin.
Why do you suppose that is?
Because
that's
your
my
real
hair.
Yeah.
That would be the first place I would go. But look, I feel like I have to address it at this point. People are saying, does the rug match the drapes?
Here's the thing.
What? I just want to say, if I had that work done, do you think this is what I would pick? Do you think this is what I would do? And there was one point where I was getting a mole check at a dermatologist. And he goes, hey, pretty good about the hair. And I go, yeah, I don't know. It looks like it's finally thinning in the back and it's going to fall out. And he just looked at me and he goes, you know how many guys at your age have their hair and it's the color it was when they were younger? And I go, yeah, I'm sure there are a few. He goes, 1 in 100.
Yeah.
One, and he got mad at me. 1 in 100.
Yeah.
Everybody else is faking it.
And you're going to complain? No, he couldn't believe that I was complaining about it, which if he knew me, he would know that's all I do is complain. And then he goes, is your dad? He goes, yeah, he's not around anymore, but he kept his hair for a long time. And my mom did. And she's still around. And I don't know what to say.
But here's the thing.
It looks Bob Costas weird. So I get it, but it's real. Yes, Johnny.
They'll never accept that as an answer. Like years ago, back when me and Camisa worked together, he would accuse me of dyeing my hair and my beard because he was completely gray and we're the same age.
Yes.
So naturally I had to be completely gray. And then Mike Musto was telling somebody like, oh yeah, Johnny dyes his beard and his hair. And I'm like, no, I'm standing on set. Camise is literally dyeing his fucking hair. I don't dye my hair.
He was projecting onto you.
It just became fact. And everyone's like, no, you dye your hair. And I'm like, I don't dye my beard. I just don't. I
can see the gray in it.
Yeah,
it's
I'm
fine.
getting old. I got
Nobody cares. But yeah, someone also said Spike's distracting Helen Reddy wig. That was another one. Helen Reddy. Which
That's
is
like a deep cut.
Deep cut.
Respect for the deep cut.
But more annoying was all the likes for the joke. And I'm just like, but still, despite that stuff, it's been fun. It's been fun coming onto YouTube and meeting everybody and doing this. And I can't believe it took us this long to do it.
Have we signed our own death warrant in so much as, remember Movie Phone had to become moviephone.com in the internet? So we're now Spike's Car Radio Video.
Yeah, I know. I think Jay called attention to that.
Is that the channel name?
No,
Spike's Car Radio Video?
No, but it's a video called Spike's Car Radio. You know what I mean?
I think eventually we'll shorten just down to the letters. SCR.
Yeah.
And then, you know.
Carfax.
And then get sued by Alloy Roof. No problem.
we're Carfax.
And I did look. I talked to the executives at Skyview Entertainment. They're very pleased with how this is going.
Oh yeah,
they're going to keep us.
Did
on.
you have a meeting?
I did
in your bathroom this
while
morning.
I was brushing my teeth.
While you were stand pooping.
I looked stand pooping. I looked right in the mirror and I said, "I like how this is going."
You've had Seinfeld on, and that was a big Seinfeld.
That was our first show.
No, I'm saying Seinfeld changes the show a little bit. Zuckerman's calm.
Yes.
You had Leno on, who talks a lot, and it was
fun.
We haven't done like.
Did you see the comments about you in that episode?
I just saw the one from the most.
One was
person
like,
in the world.
I can't believe how quiet Zuckerman was.
Zuckerman?
Yeah,
I'm Lieberman.
I know.
Jews.
Jay did all the talking. I can't believe how quiet Zuckerman was, and someone wrote, "That's Lieberman."
Right.
That was one of them.
That's a good comment.
Yes.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
How did Jay end up in Pennsylvania where he fell down that hill?
You're going to have to watch the
You should
episode.
watch
You're just going to have to watch the episode.
That's the most confusing part of that story to me.
Do you have anything else to add, Johnny,
I was
before
just
we
gonna
go?
say,
What?
has Skyview, they got to, when it becomes like full Hitler's penis in feces, are they still going to be happy?
More happy. More happy.
I'm Skyview.
They are.
Oh.
Did you not know that?
Happy.
That was the joke.
you didn't know
You
that?
tell me nothing. I thought you were Hangar
That's me.
56.
No, that's him.
This is my other entity.
Yeah.
Oh, how many entities you got?
How many you need?
Nice.
How many do you need?
Yeah. Okay.
And that's our-
LLCs over
I'll be calling Skyview later on.
But anyways, guys, thank you for coming on the show. It's excited to see you again. Next week is our big Christmas episode.
I'll be in China.
Are we not doing Festivus?
We don't have the Festivus is on the 23rd.
I see.
And there's no way. Everybody's out of town. Johnny's leaving for, where are you going?
China.
To
Shanghai
do what?
and Guangzhou. There's a company called NIO, and they're having their 10th anniversary party, NIO Day.
Yeah.
And 20 or 40? Either 20,000 or 40,000 owners are showing up in Guangzhou to attend this party. Wow. So they've invited a bunch of media to come.
I love that he'll do these trips. Like every time I see those, I just delete them. I'm just like, I wouldn't go to the Malibu.
That sounds shady.
There's one in Malibu.
I get paid. Motor Trend pays
That's
me
fantastic.
Except you came to one and then brought COVID.
Yeah. It's true. This is true. It's not a good year.
I hated that car.
Hey, before we go though, I wanted to ask you both, just quickly, because we have Motor Trend, we have Road and Track, right?
Can we talk about your stools?
Yeah,
I'm slipping off the front here.
We're replacing them.
You gotta put your knee against the thing like I do.
Okay, yeah, sorry, professional.
We have Motor Trend, we have Road and Track.
Yeah.
What just the top two things you drove this year for Motor Trend?
This year.
What are your two just favorite things that you drove?
Time is a flat circle.
For the year.
The GT3 RS was, I love that car, and then the Gunther Works, the Turbo Mule. I again, and it's dead now. The thing was crashed, and I imagine the production car, which we're going to be driving in January.
Yeah, that's right.
The production car.
Oh, I'm getting that car too. Wow,
we're all getting that car.
We've all been promised that girl.
I know the PR lady. I imagine the production car won't be as good as the Mule was. It's just me.
Because it'll be more precious. Something about that
yeah.
car being like a beater, but with all the performance stuff is pretty nice.
Like when Peter he dropped it off and he's like, I'm like, this thing is rad. He goes, can I ask you a favor? Don't take any pictures of it.
Yeah,
I'm
me
like,
too.
I'm like, are you fucking crazy?
Yeah.
He goes, oh, it's so bad. It's so ugly. And I go,
No,
Peter,
it's the best.
like I'm
That
taking
was fun.
pictures.
Well, that car was fantastic.
I would have bought that one.
I think it lived a beautiful life right up until the crash. It was part of its existence.
It's truly the James Dean of tuner Porsche. Sorry, drop my bottle here.
That is the James Dean speeding ticket. Okay, your 2 favorite things that you drove this year, Mr. Road and Track.
911 ST. 911 ST was this year. That was incredibly special.
I'm glad to hear you say that because my car and Zuckerman's car is coming in 2 weeks.
Nice.
And I have to hand back that beautiful, I don't have to, but it makes sense financially to hand back the GT3 RS.
You getting rid of the RS?
Yeah, for this car.
Yeah, that's a correct trade.
Nah,
100%.
big mistake.
100%.
I think it might be a big mistake, but go ahead. But
the ST was one. I mean, the Gunther Works was very, very special. Oof.
Notice they're all 911. So
these are the real cars of the year. These
well,
comics
actually, I
right
mean,
here.
this may be controversial, but the Myers Manx that I bought.
Oh, that's right.
I drove the prototype. I didn't drive mine yet.
Yeah.
But I drove it around Orange County and Huntington Beach and up and down the PCH for 6 hours doing the photography and stuff for Road and Track. And it was just the greatest. You didn't have to go fast. You didn't even have to be moving.
I'm
to
so
enjoy it.
excited for you to get that.
Oh,
car.
so
I'm
coolest.
really excited.
Yeah.
And building it with
Yeah.
Freeman and Phillip and all their team down there, like the process of speccing it out was so fun.
Wow.
So hopefully that's coming in like April, I think.
Amazing.
Yeah, that's cool.
If you get a chance, you should go down and drive it.
No, I know. I've been meaning to. I've got me and Freeman have a constant, never-ending text chain of like October.
Yeah,
it's
the radial engine is really, really weird, and if you're used to all the normal stuff, I mean,
Right.
this is the next level of strange, and it's 1,500 pounds and 160 horsepower airplane engine in a car.
No, it's great.
That is exceptional.
That's getting to like Lotus 7 levels of perfect. Yeah,
yeah,
that's
it's
good.
really, really nice.
Well, there
yeah.
you go.
Spike, you're two.
They're
What
the
about
cars
yours?
of the year.
What about yours?
Gosh, that's tough. I hadn't really considered it, but I really liked that Ferrari that they sent, that like hybrid Ferrari. That
The 296.
296 was good.
You talking about the SF90?
I'm with you. I'm with you on the Gunther Works.
Yeah.
I thought that was a memorable week in a car. I'm not sure it's something I would be able to drive on the road, but I do think about that car a lot. I would give that. I would put that in one of the slots, and then, it'd be between the GT3 RS and the ST. The two kind of standout, unique driving experiences that I've had is one of those two cars. I didn't expect to like the GT3 RS as much as I do
so good.
currently love it.
It's
right?
so good. I can't believe you're getting rid
just
of it.
the usability of it. But I mean, if it weren't for the money piece of it, I wouldn't be. I wouldn't. But I
talked to Skyview about.
I should talk to the guys. Hey, you think we could put this on the corporate? I don't see why not. Spike, who are you talking to? Chief executive of Skyview. Just hold on, honey, because you're not getting another car.
But I remember with the Gunther, Matt brought it up to Good Vibes.
Yes.
And I remember we were sitting on the log, and I kind of turned to you, and I'm like, so it's like the greatest car ever, right?
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah.
No, and I the only reason I didn't say that one is because
Yeah.
you kind of did, and I wanted to find something else to talk about in that moment. But like after I drove it, I told Peter. Peter is the head of Gunther Works. I said, like, dude, I would pretty much liquidate.
Yeah.
Like this does all the stuff that all my other cars do, like better than all of them in like one car. That's actually kind of like the Rivian.
Right.
The Rivian's like a better dragster than most dragsters, a better off-roader than most off-roaders,
Yeah.
a better luxury car than it's frustratingly good at like everything. And the Gunther was like that, but for analog sports cars.
Well, then I think we declare it the SCR Car of the Year.
The crashed Gunther
Gunther Works mule.
None of you will ever get to experience it.
There it is. There's our Car of the Year. You're not going to see a Prius
There was one
on our list.
dead.
So it deserves it. It's a great car,
so good.
and it should be honored. And there's our Car of the Year, ladies and gentlemen.
People talk mad shit that it crashed, but Pat didn't get hurt.
Yeah.
He walked away.
I love the whole story from top to bottom. I think it's great, and I'm comfortable declaring it that. Next week on Christmas Day, I have Max Greenfield, who's coming in with Paul Zuckerman. I think they're Catholics. I'm not sure, those guys. And we're going to celebrate Christmas together here on Spike's Car Radio. We'll see you next week.